Hello, everyone. This is Lisa from Power Wheelchairs for Success, and this is my first podcast. So, today we're going to deal with personalities for different people and how they feel about, wheelchairs or people with disabilities. Obviously, when you're in the public, you have all, you know those people who stare at you and are just dumbfounded that you're in the grocery store or that you are at Home Depot or some other place purchasing, what you need, and you're there by yourself. Those parents who are whispering in their kid's ear about the person in the wheelchair, and we have no idea what they're telling them. So we have all kinds of personalities in public, and those people who act normally and just say hi to you, and there's no issue. So, we just have to be, on our part, we just have to be patient and ready to turn in a dime and be able to handle it. And that's sometimes a little stressful, sometimes a little irritating. So we just have to have those famous lines in which we're ready to turn around and say, I'm doing fine. Please don't touch my wheelchair. I'll be out of your way in a second. Hey, I was in line. The line is back there, sir. All those kind of statements that we need to have prepared for when we are in public. And then in private, when we have friends and we have family and we have neighbors, and they're also, we have those who are mature and who are willing to just get to know you better, and they ask politely or just casually in a conversation, how long have you used this wheelchair, and you feel more comfortable and open to answering those questions instead of that question that comes out, what happened to you? So it's that, and other people who just feel very uncomfortable and are not sure how to ask the question, what to do with the question, when to ask for, and sometimes you have those burning looks from your friend, and they are wanting to ask but don't know how. So sometimes we have to put it out there or help them a little bit, even though, and we just have to develop our own lines. Some people have great sense of humor, and you can use a little bit of humor. And, the key here is that if you're relaxed about it, everyone around you will basically be relaxed. So that's really important. If you are a person who's been in a wheelchair for a long time and, it's just daily life, if you're relaxed and comfortable about it, that helps other people around you to be relaxed and also comfortable, and they stop tripping over their words and feeling awkward. So some of it, is on our part to really work at it and just say, hey, this is my daily life, and it's okay. So it's really important for us to come to that space first. So instead of having everybody, trying to coach us, and people who don't use wheelchairs coaching us, so that's really weird. So, for people who, there are some people out there who are just difficult to deal with, and they feel like they have all the advice, all the perfect words that you need to be able to walk again. You've been in a wheelchair for, 20, 40 years? And it's not happening. But, they feel like, their wisdom is above anything else. So those are the people we really need to be patient with and educate, because they have, I don't know what they have, but obviously they have difficulties. and people who try to joke with you about it, and they try to fit in with the situation. And those are the people we need to guide and counsel about it, so they're not tripping over their own words or possibly offending us at some point when they're trying to, connect or understand. And it's also boundaries, some people getting in our space and just being rude about it. So those are the people we also have to stop, because rudeness or, the insults and everything else, it's not appropriate. And sometimes they haven't been told that it is or it isn't. So they think they're in the right, but if someone really takes the time and the patience to let them know that, no, not going to fly. So that's really important for us to have that skill to be able to turn in a dime and just work with the boundary issue, work with the jokes and the insults and the put downs, and for those people, I think the easiest people to deal with are those who we are close to, who have known us for a long time. Either, they've always known us in a wheelchair, or they knew us when we weren't in a wheelchair, and then they knew us when we were in a wheelchair. So, and people who are just getting to know you, for you gradually to have those relaxed conversations in which you can explain your energy levels, that you can explain the importance of accepting you for who you are, with and without a wheelchair. And some of us walk a little bit, and the rest of the time we're in a wheelchair. So, it's a mixed bag. I get it, and it's difficult. And you might have that Auntie May who drives you up a wall because she tries to do everything for you when she's at the house. And those people who, oddly enough, just ignore you and ignore the wheelchair. It's a very strange. They stay away from you, and maybe it's their uncomfortability, or they're trying to figure out how to do this and how to interact with you. And it sometimes we have to help them. Sometimes we just have to take the time out to hang out with them sometime, invite them for coffee or whatever, so that they can, get beyond that stress of theirs in terms of understanding you and who you are, regardless of the wheelchair. Because sometimes most of the time we want people to look at us, interact with us, and forget about the wheelchair. The wheelchair is just a tool that we use to function in life. Just like glasses, hearing aids, it's just that our tool's a little bit bigger. And you also have to work on safeguarding your own health. Some people are just not there. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm talking about. People who just don't get it and never will. So those are the people you really need to let go of and safeguard, your peace, your space, your comfortability, on who you're going to hang out with, and just protect yourself, because, our life is not easy. Some things we might have gotten used to, but it's never easy. It just doesn't matter what age you started using a wheelchair. It might have been from birth. It might have been, later in your teens. It might have been as an adult. But it's still, there is a difference between us and others because of the tool we use. But that doesn't mean we're less. It never means that we're less. So really, the important thing that I want to say here is that the first one who has to feel comfortable, the first one who has to see the situation as normal, the first one who has to be proud of who they are is us, is the person in the wheelchair. So I want you to think about that and check yourself and see how you're doing in that area, so that the stronger you are in terms of your physical health and your mental health and your use of a wheelchair, the more balanced and at peace you are, things will be better, because then you can just focus on yourself and what you need to do on a daily basis and not worry about people who just will never get it. All right, well, this is Lisa for Power Wheelchairs for Success, and this is our number one podcast, and I hope it is helpful to you. So if you would like a specific topic for our podcast Wednesdays, please let me know, and I'll be happy to build something around it. All right, take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.